Yo, what's up, guys? Martin over here. Welcome back to the channel. So we got two things to talk about today, right? The first one's gonna be real quick, which is the Barcelona game. Total collapse in the last 10 minutes. It was amazing. As a Madrid fan, I love to see it. Right now we're at the point that as long as we win the game that we have in hand, still against Valencia, will be the title could still be within our reach, right? Because at that point, as long as they drop 1 point at any point in time, we'll be tied. And then I'm still, again, like always, I'm fully confident that when we finally go up against them again towards the later half of the season, we'll be able to beat them. Um, it's a good feeling, right? Especially because if you've seen these videos before, you know that despite my hate for Barcelona, I love watching right great football, and it's good, but it's funny to me how a 17-year-old controls their fate. Like it's crazy, man. But when Lamine does not play, they are not the same fucking team. It's crazy, dude. It speaks tons for what Lamine has done, right, for his levels, for what he can become, but also speaks a lot for Barcelona because even though Lewandowski, Sturridge, and Rafinha still looked great, like without a 17-year-old a kid on the field, you can't fucking win. That's amazing to me, right? Secondly, obviously, it's gonna be the Real Madrid game, right? So, due to health reasons, I couldn't watch the game live, right? So, when I came back from what I was doing, I watched the game in entirety, dude. I'm not gonna say we're back after winning two games, right? Especially because there's still flaws in the system and we still have a lot of injuries. Um, but it was a good game, man. Like yeah, I know it was against Leganes, but these are the type of games that you can't afford to lose. Like we'll forget the game by the end of the season, but these are the games that we cannot lose or drop points in because it's a very long title race, right? So it was a great win. It was a great 3 points. Um, and so there's a few topics that I want to talk about within the game itself. The first one is my personal favorite. We finally got to see Captain Valverde. Dude, Valverde is a beast. I love that kid. I'm so happy that Zidane chose him over a few other midfielders that we had available at the time. Um, because he embodies everything that is Madrid, right? He every time he plays and he puts on the crest, you see his passion for the club, you see his love for the club, you see his commitment to the game. He never stops running, man. Like it's scary because I know we talked about the injuries and stuff like that, and obviously he's a huge staple when it comes to country too, because he's also captain for Uruguay, so he is constantly playing all year round. So am I a little worried about it? Yes, like I'm worried with all the players that we have. Um, but man, it was great to see him wearing the captain's armband, and I'm so mad that I missed the game live because that was one of the things that I was looking forward to the most during the season. Um, but yeah, man, that was great. Two is out of the Goaler. So I couldn't make a video during the week again for health reasons. I just could not make the video, but I was actually going to make a video about Arda Guler's situation and how if he didn't start in this game, it would have looked very bad. And you know what? Ancelotti delivered. He started, and bro, from beginning to end, he looked fucking great. That's the type of creativity that we're missing in the midfield, right? Players like Cruz don't come around that often, and it's very rare that a player like that comes up where he can do so much things. And for the most part, man, it went unnoticed. And there's a few midfielders in that way. Like I would say, even in Barcelona's history, Sergio Busquets, very, very, I feel like underappreciated because when he played on the field, he wasn't flashy, right? Like very rarely did you see something that makes you go like, "Oh shit." Like that's fucking amazing. But when he didn't play, like you felt it. You felt that absence. And that's how I feel Cruz was, right? But he just had a whole bunch of other skills that is very hard for just one player to get. And by bringing in Guler, we unlocked a lot. We unlocked like his creativity, his ability to dribble past defenders, his ability to just be at the right space, be at the right place at the right time, and most importantly, his ability to create open chances and open up the rest of the field. It did a lot that game, man. It was amazing. I'm sure by now we all saw the replay of his little cookies. At least over here we call it cookies. Um, but bro, he gave him cookies and milk, bro. It was fucking amazing. And then that goal he almost scored. He dribbled past three people, took a shot. The keeper saved it. But bro, if that shit went in, man, it would have topped off a great, great display by Guler. Especially not with something we're gonna get about a little bit later, which is Vinny's injury. Man, I just hope he gets more playing time, man. He deserves it. It's a little hard because Brahim deserves playing time too, man. Like right now, our we have a very good team. The only thing that is bothering me is just Ancelotti's very, very known refusal to just rotate properly, right? And rotate a lot of the time. Because these players deserve game minutes, man. And it's not like I think that they're craving to be first team players. Like Arda Güler is still 19, he knows he has to earn his place his permanent space in the starting lineup. But I'm sure he also, wants a little bit more playing time, and it's understandable after he put in a performance like today. Uh, so hopefully he gets some more playing time that he deserves. Because I feel like if he can get permanently worked into the system, man, the midfield is going to be a threat for a very long time. Um, the second thing, which I mentioned before, is Vinny's injury. So he's going to be out estimated about 3 weeks. It's gonna suck, man. It's gonna suck. And it's gonna suck because the other reason I'm gonna talk about again, which is Mbappe. So everyone even on ESPN, man, they were saying, yeah, he finally scored, he finally scored. But you gotta look at the bigger picture of the game. And if there was one player on the field who didn't really perform to his standard, is Mbappe. And he scored a goal, and I feel like everyone's thought it at one point and everyone's seen it, right? You have great players like Ronaldo, Messi, Lewandowski, Benzema, Bale, um, Kane, Rooney, Aguero, all these strikers who have stinkers of matches, right? And it's not saying bad. Everyone deserves, or not deserves, but everyone's entitled to having their off bad game, right? The only difference is that when it happens to strikers, they could be off the entire game. They score a goal and they fucking like people praise them. They'll get 10 out of 10 ratings all the time. I don't feel that's fair, and I feel like that's what happened with Mbappe. Because, man, even from the start, I didn't really see him do that much, man. And let me know down in the comments if I'm alone in this one. But in this game, I still didn't see him do much. Yes, he scored, but it was an open shot, and it was an open shot that was created by the other players on the field, right? So that's the type of things you expect him to score, obviously, and honestly, no matter what, it was a clear open shot. Guler was right there. He could have, if Guler was one step ahead, it would have been his goal, right? And again, even though he's 19, it was one of those goals where, bro, like you should have, if he missed it, it would have been bad, because you should have made that. And it's yeah. So I'm not praising Mbappe for this performance, man. I still gotta see more from him. Yes, he got a goal. A non-penalty goal, more than at least now I gotta look into it, but at least before, more than half his goals were penalties. Um, so yeah, I'm still not sold on the Mbappe thing based on this performance. Um, and that's why I think Vinny's injury is going to be very interesting and see how it unfolds, because obviously now it unlocks the place on the left where Mbappe could just take over, and this is when he has to improve. This is when he has to improve his play to prove that he deserves to have that left flank over Vinny. I don't think he does. I don't think he will. But if ever there was a chance for him to fucking stop being offside, because again he was offside today, and it was by a decent amount. Like, how does this kid get offsides like that badly? But whatever. That's But like, now's the chance for him to go up to the field, dominate, show us what he did in PSG and what he does in France is not a fluke, right? And perform. Now's a perfect time to do it. As a Madrid fan, obviously I'm hoping for it, because even if I'm not the biggest Mbappe fan, it's still my club. I want them to succeed no matter what, and it'll always be better than one. Then Madrid will always be bigger than one player to me. As much as I love Vinny, I want Mbappe to go on in his absence and dominate on the left. And if you hear this, Mbappe, now's your fucking chance. Do not fuck this up. Um, but yeah, man, overall it was a very great performance. Bellingham got a goal in two. It was the perfect Bellingham goal too. Very similar to his goals that he scored the majority of last season. And it was just placement, man. Like, Bellingham in that position, he knows where to be at the right time. And that was what that goal was. One, the deflection was it was lucky and unlucky. It was unlucky because it was unlucky for Brahim, because if it was literally just 2 inches down, it would have been his goal. But it was lucky because it didn't go over the bar either. It just bounced right off the bar. Bellingham moved to where the ball was, right with his instinct, and he was just there at the right time. He just headed it in. Perfect goal. Um, and yeah, man, it was just an overall performance. Asensio in defense performed very, very well, considering he from the academy. And yeah, man, like, to me it was a great performance all around. Um, and I can't really say much else. The only thing is it's a very long season, and both in Barcelona's draw and our victory, we can't just go overboard and say, all right, the season turned around. Like, no, even though now the position is more favorable for us, we're still behind. We still have to catch up. We still have to prove that we are that club that won the Champions League and the league double before we arguably got the best player in the world. And yeah, man, we just have to step up because it's not, like at the end of the day, I feel like Mbappe is the biggest reason for it because the whole team has to adapt to him, or at least has been trying to adapt to him as far as players that are dropped that don't deserve to be dropped like Rodrigo. So all these other players are suffering because we have to make room for Mbappe. So yeah, man, like it's overall it was a very very good week for us. Oh, and by the way, just randomly, remember when everyone was praising Rodri for not having social media, not talking too much, and just having that attitude that was randomly fucking added to the qualifications to win the Ballon d'Or. And now this motherfucker can't keep his mouth shut, bro. Really? And then everybody else, and all the Rodri fans, Barcelona fans, and Man City fans staying shut. Like, oh yeah, now he's talking, and they're happy about it, bro. Like, don't be a fucking hypocrite. Tell him to keep his fucking mouth shut, because very arguably he took that Ballon d'Or without deserving it. Um, but yeah, man, it was just a very good week to be a Madrid fan. Now we have the Liverpool game coming up. I'm very worried about it, if I'm being honest, with all the injuries that we have, and as well as these players perform. It's a little bit different when it's not your position. And Valverde can play everywhere on the field. And he was great at right back today. But man, I'd rather have him. I'd rather have him in the midfield, right? So hopefully Vasquez. I mean, I doubt it at this point, but hopefully Vasquez can come back. And yeah, it's. I was gonna say Chouameni too, but man, as much as I like the kid, I think he's the player that's gonna have to go this summer, cause I don't see us getting rid of Camavinga. Camavinga's much more versatile than Chouameni. Um, I don't see us getting rid of obviously Valverde, obviously Bellingham. So that leaves four spots left in midfield, right? And to me, those spots belong to Bellingham, Valverde, um, Camavinga, and Guler when he's healthy, or hopefully when he starts playing on a regular basis. So it's gonna be very interesting to see just not how this season ends or continues to go, but also what happens during the summer, what could possibly happen during the winter transfer window, in January, to see who we get. But also during next season, these next 2 years are going to be very important for Madrid's long-term success, because we just got to see what exactly the system is. Remember, all of our players are young, all of them, with the exception of Courtois. But Courtois being a goalkeeper, he could go easily for another 5 years, right? We see Neuer still performing very, very admirably. I don't think he's the best goalkeeper in the world right now, but he's still up there. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't drop him from Munich because I can't really think of. No, yeah, there's a few goalkeepers that would take over him, but like not many. And those goalkeepers aren't leaving their clubs. Emi Martinez to me is overrated. Maybe him, because I don't know what he's doing in Villa still. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. It was a very good game, overall, and I just hope that these performances keep up, man. We need them. We honestly need them. Especially going into the holiday, especially with the Club World Cup coming up, or the Intercontinental Cup, whatever the hell they say it. I read somewhere where it could be the last edition, which would be a hell of a way to go if you win it. But at the same time, I don't believe it's the last edition because, as we talked about, in a previous video, FIFA is very greedy. They might just, it might be a situation where the Intercontinental Cup is every year, around December, January time, the way that it's always been, and then every 4 years there'll be the actual Club World Cup. But yeah, guys, that was just a quick video. Well, not so quick. It's almost going on 15 minutes. But yeah, man, it was a good week to be a Madrid fan. It was a very good week. How'd the game go? Do you guys think, or how do you guys think the season's gonna end? Is Mbappe gonna stay in the left back? Is he gonna take control of that left back? And oh my god, sorry, I'm still a little bit sick. I'm still getting out of it. Is he gonna take the left flank for himself? What do you guys think? Drop a comment down below, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Latest.